There's no shortage of conspiracies about Disney trying to take over and control the world. They've become a financial juggernaut that has their hands in everything. But now they have their sights set on creating entire worlds, investing in building residential, story-based homes and neighborhoods. Also ways to literally live inside your mind. But this isn't new to them.
This isn't the first time Disney has explored residential developments, as Sam mentioned. The true vision of Walt Disney's utopian city of the future was never fully realized with Epcot, which, by the way, if you didn't know, stands for Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow.
Disney is announcing that it has a plan to bring Walt Disney creativity into planned communities. It is called Story Living by Disney. Take a look. Disney is sprinkling pixie dust in places that you may never have expected.
And every time we reach a new horizon, we start to dream a little bigger, and we look for new ways to tell our stories.
Announcing Story Living by Disney, purpose-built communities for Disney fans to call home.
It will have that special Disney touch, attention to detail, and innovation.
Work has already begun on the 618-acre property at Rancho Mirage in California's Coachella Valley, a place Walt Disney called his laughing place, escaping there to unwind and reignite his imagination.
Story is at the heart of everything we do, and we love bringing authentic places to life to immerse you in those stories.
Called Cotino, it will include private homes, a hotel, entertainment, and dining, all surrounding a crystalline turquoise lagoon.
All new Disney-branded master-planned residential communities designed to be the perfect setting for Disney fans to write the next exciting chapter in their lives. And some neighborhoods will be planned for residents ages 55 and over. Story Living by Disney allows us to leverage what we do best: world-class service, legendary storytelling, and creativity. This exciting new venture will enhance, extend, and strengthen the Disney brand by allowing us to bring the magic of Disney to places you may never have expected.
These vibrant communities will be infused with Disney placemaking. Picture an energetic community with the warmth and charm of a small town and the beauty of a resort. A place that entices inspiration and makes every moment more memorable than the last. A Story Living by Disney community is something truly special.
We're exploring a variety of locations in the U.S. for our Story Living by Disney communities.
Disney says the communities will focus on the concept of storytelling, saying that every single element of these communities will be steeped in a story and that residents will be active participants in those stories. Sounds a little like Pleasantville, weird like WandaVision to me. Very bizarre.
Do you think you'd want to live in one of these Disney communities? Maybe when you retire?
I don't know if I want to I don't think I'm ready for that right now. However, at some point in time, when that time comes, I mean, why not let it be Disney?
Right.
I mean, it's fun to be there as a kid, and you might as well finish out the same way, right?
Yeah, hey, listen, maybe Mickey knocks on your door, brings you the paper in the morning. Not a bad thing. All right.
Sam, I know you're a big diehard Disney fan.
Oh, we're starting with me, yeah.
Are you a big enough diehard Disney fan that you would live and breathe Disney literally?
Look, I read 1984. I know the threats of a dystopian future. I still would have lived at Epcot.
Yeah.
I would have been the first investor if I had the money. And so I know what you're about to talk about, and yes, I am in.
You're in?
Hell yeah.
Sam is in.
Are you in? Are you convinced already? It just seems like people are aware of the danger of this and why we shouldn't be on board with it, but they just go forward with it anyway. And it's convenient and shiny and new and interesting. But if that wasn't weird enough, you need to know that Disney isn't stopping there. If you can't afford to live in one of their creepy, expensive neighborhoods, then they have an entire digital world being built right now for all of us.
Now, Disney is leaning into the metaverse, and I'm wondering if you can give us more details on your vision. How could Disney offer products that fit into this? Is it about Lucasfilm? Is it about Industrial Light and Magic, for example? Paint the picture.
It's about all those things. If you step back from it, regardless of where you want to call it, we believe that there's a world where we can add a third dimension of storytelling. I call it sort of a three-dimensional canvas, so that we can take the folks that make our great television shows and make the great music and make the great movies and the great theme park attractions. And what happens if you enable them. You give them the degrees of freedom to paint on that third dimension and don't necessarily constrain it with, you know, typical definitions about what's a book, what's a recording, what's a movie, and you let them kind of explore and use both the physical worlds that Disney is uniquely postured to create in our theme parks, but also take the media and the digital and the virtual pieces, which we also have shown that we can do, and use Disney Plus as an opportunity to bring those two things together so we can tell stories in that third dimension.
We're looking at video there of you waving to Buzz Lightyear at the park, and I'm so curious about how the technology actually works. Do we have to wear glasses to see that or look at our phones?
Making augmented reality in this digital physical metaverse not only highly accurate and realistic, but also very accessible. And so we've moved away from the model of having to download separate apps for augmented reality, and this type of technology could be injected into any app. The first is, of course, that the metaverse is this fully virtual world that's going to replace our physical reality. And fundamentally, at Illumix, we don't believe that's the case. We believe the real power and potential of the metaverse is in unifying the digital and the physical worlds, as you saw in those videos.
The metaverse, when it comes to fruition, is going to change our life, much like the internet has completely changed our lives. That is for sure.
And how's it actually going to feel for users? Will we essentially be a different person in the metaverse?
Well, we could be a different person, but I think most of us will continue to be ourselves.
Does the idea of large tech companies having access to so much of, you know, what makes up our lives, does that worry you?
No. Beyond the initial set of technologies, which is TCP/IP for the internet, you know, DARPA, US Defense, and the web itself coming out of Europe from CERN with HTML. After that, it was all commercial and sort of capitalist or semi-capitalist, if you're talking about China, companies. And they have created this wealth of technologies that are really making our life much more interesting.
It's a hungry beast to feed. The direct-to-consumer platforms